Hi, and welcome. So, in session 5, I experimented with hash maps just a bit, and the reason is I want to implement a GOAP algorithm in Rust. GOAP was a goal-oriented algorithm. So, if you go to session 5 video, and I'm going to reference that in the description, you'll see that it's a popular technique to create a way too optimized um, solution array for some tasks. So you would basically come up with what actions should be implemented first in order to achieve some goal. So as I mentioned, I already have a working solution written in JavaScript, and I want to implement exactly that functionality here in Rust. I kind of started implementing the algorithm, and I went in to create a GNode class type of thing. But at some point I was really kind of not sure in which way to create a temporary local state at which the node exists. So I thought initially it would be a vector, but it seems like I want to experiment with hash maps first. The reason is, in my example, I created world states as hash maps too, and it worked actually quite well. So if it worked once, maybe it's a good idea to re-implement it the same way in Rust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up world state I show here, and maybe allocate, I will allocate some sort of um, constant to basically replicate one-to-one the implementation of that. And one thing that comes into mind is actually basic enums. Let's maybe start. So I'm going to implement the constant stuff. And actually, let's use the way the best technology ever created, which is copy paste. Well, already in insert mode. Yeah, so constants don't work like that in Rust, I don't think. I do know how to work with enums good enough to just implement that. So that's going to be enum. Oh. Where am I? Okay, so I'm here in so this constant thing represents the possible states I might have. So yeah, states. Was it equal? Maybe. So yeah, and I don't think I want to have those strings in here. So let me just dword, x, dword, x, dword. So whatever, I've got my state enums. Let's write that and double check if I made a alright, so apparently I already made a mistake. Alright. As Tsodink says, there's a guy from Tsodink channel, I made a Fucky wacky. What is it trying to tell me? Got a missing comma? So I might have deleted stuff. Yeah. So that happens. Alright, so insert just another thing. Alright, cool. Thank you, Rust, for hitting me in the nuts. Alright, at least it compiles now. Cool. So I've got my variables like constants set up, and the next thing I had was the world state, initial world state. So I already used enums in previous sessions, so I understand them better. Yeah, I'm gonna make everything in main and then move it somewhere else. But this is going to be, yeah, I'm gonna call it the same way, overall state. It's going to be a hash map. Alright, it's gonna be a hash map of state and yeah, hash map state, and the value is going to be, oh yeah, boolean. So it's a boolean, and I'm gonna initialize this with oh, there was a possibility to make it with a tuple. Hash map from, yeah, I'm gonna go with this just to set it up quickly. Insert mode, bam. So I'm gonna write it and it's gonna maybe align it better. Bam. Okay, cool. It's gonna create a bunch of errors if I try to compile it. Let's actually see if it complains that I'm trying to do something it cannot. Alright, mismatch types, which is okay. I don't care about capitalizations because at this point I just want to make the thing run with existing stuff that I had from JavaScript, and then I will remove enums maybe to make the thing more like yeah, I'm gonna make it load configurations then and implement stuff on the fly. So yeah, this is complaining because I have variables it cannot understand. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use all that information. So dword x is gonna be state uh, of live, and this is gonna be false. Um, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna clear out this line, and I'm gonna make just copy of that thing and another paste. So as I mentioned before, I'm not that good with Vim just yet, but I'm able to generate some code already quite fast. So this journey is for me more of a revelation thing. I'm experimenting a lot. I'm getting not knowledge but experience, and this is way more important than writing quality software. So nice, it at least formatted. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'm just gonna basically start copying more stuff. So I'm gonna delete the word, insert, so it's gonna be injured. So C bomb, and it's false, so got that. C heal. See, I've got like game-oriented mentality here. I was inspired by the game. Again, it's described in session 5. False. So I'm gonna copy more stuff. See, maybe it's not as fun for you, but it is fun for me. So we got a hash map set up, which is nice. The only thing left to check right now is actually if it compiles. So mismatched types. With the custom key type, I need to derive stuff. Alright, so apparently there's more stuff I need to have in order to associate a enum with a key for my states. Oh, bam. Oh my god, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Yep. Hash map from is just not compiling. Use hash map to store Vikings. So I did derive stuff, but here it uses a struct. So maybe I got carried away a bunch. Let's comment out like the majority of all those items. So I might have an array of just one item. I messed up. I messed up somewhere. Doesn't want a reference. My nuts just hurt. They hurt a lot. If I get it to work on camera, this is gonna be such an we what is a partial hack? It's there. I don't know. I don't know. So apparently there's something missing. Let's go to that playground. So I got an enum. And I was using just the insert. Do I insert it all the way? So here you go. I never tried it with something more complicated than insert. I don't know how it would work. And the best way I see for the thing to work right now is copy paste. So I'm gonna copy paste stuff that I had in the previous sample. coming out, coming out. So that's like hardcore programming going on right now. Oh, come on. All right, so failed. So I'm just gonna create a new hash map, and then I'm gonna find a way to implement it the right way. And bam. And then I'm gonna go here and bam. So I've got a new hash map, and then I'm just gonna insert a bunch of stuff. Oh, it's gonna be immutable. All right, let mute. So cool. At least I figured out something. Apparently, there's some more complicated thing to be done here for the hash map to work with array initialization, but who knew? Well, now I know. So I'm gonna insert and state alive, and this is true. All right. So yank it, go to the next line, paste. So next one was injured. So I'm gonna spare you, and I'm just gonna work with these so the character is not injured in a way. Hit formatted, and let's see, cargo run. At least it compiled. Nice. So I suck as a programmer, and this is actually fine. So what's the next thing I would need to have? So as you probably saw, I already have a thing for Gnode. So my concern was that I don't think I could handle the state that I just made with hash map with just an array. I would need to have a for real allocated array with specified indexes, and every index would be associated with a specific like enum thing, like a number in a const, and it would be mentally taxing for me. So I'm gonna experiment with hash maps first. So here, oh yeah. So here, I'm just gonna copy this thing and remove this thing. Oh, come on. Beginner, copy. So yank, paste, and then delete. Word. All right. While parsing the struct, it had an error. Because I moved the... Alright, that thing should have been here. Yep. So I'll need... Well, that's fine. That is fine. At least we know that we are making a lot of mistakes. So this is going here. Delete word, X, delete word, X. And here, I'm gonna delete back, delete back, delete back, delete back, delete back. So this is gonna be a map new. So the node representations that I want to have is going to be of a state we defined here. And I don't think I have anything further. Yeah. So what should happen is it should compile at least. All right. And all that node initialization I wanted to have, it's supposed to go down there. Come on. And the state I wanted to have is actually world state. Come on, undo. World state. I'm quite sure it's gonna yell at me. Oh, it didn't. Nice. I still want to print out the G node I had. So println my node is, whoop, I know I need to format the G node, so it's G. Bam. So apparently it's not failing in the Emacs Vim stuff, but it's here. And it says I need to add the derive. So derive apparently is adding a bunch of stuff that Rust will add a bunch of constructs and functions to the struct so that the data can flow correctly, and the data we have here is the entire struct. It's gonna print out gracefully. Yes. It's funny that printing out stuff is making the code run slightly slower, which is a thing to be concerned about when this is gonna run on production. Whatever. So this is nice. This is so nice. This is nice. Alright, so this is taking some time already, and I guess what I want to have next is some sort of struct to just define an action. I'm fine with having all that noise here because it's going to drive my understanding of what I'm doing next. So next thing I want to have is a struct for an action. So, oh yeah, the reason I called the node a G node is eventually when the entire algorithm works, every state that we might have is going to be a point in the graph, a vertex in the graph. And the action I have here is going to determine how different points or vertices in the graph are going to be connected together in order to form a better path for a list of actions to appear to get to the goal. So it's a graph node. A weird name, but GNode is something that sounds cool. And I guess here I want to have a G action. So from my research in JavaScript, I do need a cost, and at this point I don't think I want to have anything else than just I32 cost. I want to have just integer I32. So preconditions is actually going to be a function associated with a G action, which is going to determine if preconditions are met. I haven't thought this through, but apparently, since I'm using hash map, and these things are not too complicated actually. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'll need to have precondition state. So yeah, everything is so simple right now when I kind of look at it. I want to have the same state thing is gonna say what I want to have as a list or hash map in this case. I still have the habit of moving this thing around. So I'm gonna call it precondition state. Free state. Yeah, this is a better name. And yeah, Rust wants to have snake case stuff. And I also need to have post condition states which are going to be applied afterwards when 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 the state when the action is completed. So it's post. Oh, come on. Post state straight. Being Russian, it sounds funny. Copy, 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 copy. Yank. Come on, exit. So pre-state is allocated. And this should compile because there's nothing done in here actually. Yep. So now I guess I need to kind of compensate this. I need to have a function associated with the struct that will accept a state that outer planner, a planner function will propagate here. So I will accept the same hash map thing of states, and it will just iterate over the pre-states and return true if everything matches. And oh boy, I forgot how to create functions in Rust. Impl G action. It's fn Uh, preconditions met. Yeah, no. Match preconditions would sound weird in Rust because match is already a function. So are preconditions met. It would accept this um, state, a hash map state. Since I called it pref state, I am going to call it pref state. It still is going to be the same struct here. Whoop. Yank it, paste it. Oh. Undo, paste. All right. And so this is becoming like mentally taxing already. I've been recording this for, I think, almost an hour. I know I want to have this function return a false or like boolean, and for the time being, just to have things compile, I'm gonna return a true, hoping that Rust will compile it. And it did. So this is a point when I'm gonna stop, and after these are done, I think I will fix all the stuff I had here, which took a lot of time, and then I would switch to actual planner implementation, which is actually quite easy, and I'm surprised how easy that is. I'll need to convert like pretty much 100 lines. Till next time, and see ya.